Who's the tallest member of Connor Hanson, do you think?
It's me.
By far?
Um, I mean, by a good margin.
By a good one.
I think that the next tallest person might be like 5'11".
Okay.
So I'm like, I got 3 inches on the next tallest.
I feel you. I'm the
But
tallest
that
member of
was so
short guy.
that's Cloud Hands in its current form though, which when we met you, we had a different drummer,
Yeah.
and he was taller than me.
Really?
Oh, so you kicked him out.
He was like 6'4". Yeah.
That's why you kicked him out. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like 6'4", so we were a very tall band at one point. Now we're still like a tall band, but we were like a really tall band.
And so, I mean, we saw Clyde Hands play when we first played with you guys, and then I guess you moved back home, and everybody else is trying to live life, so it was really difficult. I guess a long time for you guys to do Cloud Hands. At least that's what you would tell me every time I'd see you.
Yeah.
And I'd still hope for that you guys would make music together because it's a lot of fun. But you guys also just seemed like you liked being in that group. And I remember one time you played a one-off show at the brewery, and I made it a point to go see you guys because I love it and I missed it. And even then, you guys were like, I don't know what's happening next. And then me personally, ever since the pandemic hit, I haven't been looking at my Instagram. But the other week, I'm just like, we'll open her up, we'll see what's going on. And the first post that I saw was that Cloud Hands had released a new EP.
You felt the energy. It led you to
Dude,
Instagram.
I got so stoked. My heart felt so good.
Yeah, you felt it and you had to go on Instagram, that's why.
We have that connection.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we did just put out an EP.
So what sparked that? Was it difficult to get everyone to corral all the guys? Or
Dude,
what's the story?
This thing has been like almost 2 years to make. Not because it's a masterpiece and not because like it's so many songs or like whatever. It just like logistically just is a nightmare because you're working with people like you're working with literally 3 different states like when you talk about Cloud Hands. So bassist Dylan lives in Florida. Jacob, who's the main songwriter and one of the guitar players, lives in North Carolina. Zane, who's the lead singer, lives in North Carolina. And then I live in Asbury, here, obviously. And Joe, do you know Joe Enright?
Yeah, he used to play music with Guy from Idle Wave, right?
Yes. Yeah, so he plays drums, and he lives up here. So it's like 3 different states worth of people to deal with. And we recorded the rhythm tracks in March of 2019.
Wow. At your studio?
No, that was before my studio existed.
Wow.
So we broke ground on that studio like 2 weeks after we recorded the EP. So we recorded it at Lake House. In one day, we recorded 4 tracks worth of rhythm stuff. So it was a lot of work for one day. But we had like demoed it beforehand, so we had like a pretty good idea. But Zane, our singer, couldn't make it up for that. Like, he couldn't get off work, so we just recorded all the rhythm stuff. And then in May, my girlfriend was graduating college, and she went to the same school I did, Elon. So I went down to see her graduation, and it just so happens that we booked studio time during that trip at a place called Dark Pines in Graham, North Carolina, to record the vocals. So now it's like June, and we have vocals and rhythm tracks finished. So then I did some editing. We sent off 2 tracks to get mixed by Eric Romero. He mixed the first 2 songs on the EP, and those were done in like, I would say like September 2019, so about a year ago. And then we had 2 other songs. Oh, then there was a whole mess with mastering. We tried to get the 2 songs mastered, and they came out so bad. But we couldn't get our money back because I'm not going to name any names, but the guy that mastered it the first time did like a bad job.
That stinks.
And also wouldn't give us a refund. Like, he wouldn't even give us half of it back. Like, it was so bad.
That's crazy.
Because we didn't wind up using it. We used someone else for the whole EP. But then it just became like, okay, what are we gonna do with these other 2 songs? They're not really like complete because like again we just recorded like rhythm tracks, so I had to take a lot of time like pretty much just like playing all the stuff on it like for the last 2 songs on the EP. Like I played pretty much everything you can hear that like isn't. I shouldn't even say that isn't drums and bass because like I played some drums and then like synth bass on like a lot of stuff. But yeah, the last 2 songs, Chase a Feeling and Fire, were just kind of like me, like by myself, like making the songs like into like actual songs because they were just so bare. And like, it was so sporadic. And then like, honestly, when the pandemic hit, I just was like, all right, I'm going to finish it and finish them. Cause like, I wasn't, it's my band, so like I don't get paid to do it.
Mhm.
I just like do it for the love of it. But that being said, like I have paying clients that like take priority over that. Because like if you're paying me, like it's definitely like I have to get that to you faster than like if someone's not paying me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it works. But so it just like was a long process of that, and finally got it done. Sent it out to John Markson to master. So I mixed the last 2 songs, and then this guy John Markson in New York mastered the whole thing, and he does such a good job. He masters like everything for me. And yeah, now it's out. That's it. But it was so long and tedious.
Yeah. But I was first just happy to see that you came out with it, but then to hear it, it sounded so Cloud Hands and really, really, like sonically it sounded great.
Thanks, man.
So like, what would you say the state of that group is now? Is it still kind of like, when we can find time we'll do stuff, but it's just, whenever we have the time?
I mean, I would never hate to like put like a lid on it like forever, but at this point I don't think that anyone should be expecting any music from us like anytime soon. Which is sad, I know.
I'm like laughing and crying.
It's okay.
I know, it's sad because like it was such a big part of my life for years. But again, like me and Jacob, Jacob, who's the songwriter in the band, like me and him are like literally best friends.
That's great.
So we are constantly working on music together. And we actually have like a little 3-song project that will be coming out probably like early next year.
Oh, that's great. And I know for a while, or maybe just for a minute, I don't know, you were working on like a solo thing, weren't you, Connor?
Yeah, I mean, not really. That was like,
just a one-off?
I did that because it was a one-off, yeah. Like I had a song and I wanted to record it and then like kind of just put it out. And then that was kind of the end of that. And like I still write music here and there, but now I definitely like am more focused towards like putting my creative efforts to like other artists and like kind of putting my stamp on it that way.
Nice. I think my favorite new Cloud Hands song was the last one. Was that Fire?
That's fire, yeah.
Dude, what made you say I want to go all YouTube on this outro?
That's Jacob.
That was sick.
He loves the 80s. So that song was crazy because we recorded drums for it again like a year and a half ago. And the drums at the end of the song just like for whatever reason it just did not work when I went to mix it. It was like we did not record the right part, which like it happens, but like, and so what I did was I just like played a different beat, but then accidentally left the old drums in it while the other beat was still playing, and it created this insanely cool like polyrhythm.
Nice.
And that's like the main driving force you hear behind that like whole part. So like there's the straight drum beat, like the boom, 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 boom. But then there's like this tom thing, like doom 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 doom, and I like put a high pass filter on it and like distorted it and like compressed it really hard and made it sound really weird and put that underneath that whole outro part.
I'm a sucker for polyrhythms.
Yeah. Me too. And like it was like a total accident, but it came out really cool.